Hello crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel Tales from the Cryptomancer, where we feature content on play to earn games on the blockchain such as Splinterlands. And I am back. I was actually on a work hiatus traveling for the last 2 weeks or so did not have any really recording equipment to do any content, but I just wanted to check back in and give a quick update around some interesting Splinterlands things happening in the Splinterverse. And I want to start today with a quick video on something that was just pretty amazing, and it's kind of like a little bit of a lesson in DeFi. And we just had happen at about an hour ago, like at 1:35 Eastern. We had some crazy action on Hive Engine that came across for vouchers. Now, what we're looking here is at the order book for vouchers on Hive Engine, and you can see here at 1:35 p.m. today, a ton of sell orders were put in and just wiped out the order book here for vouchers. So you can see here the price at the last entry here, the first entry is 0.78 Hive, and there was a ton of sell pressure and someone just unloaded a ton of vouchers. You can see here people were buying it at 0.71, and then it dropped down to 0.3, and then 0.05, 0.03, 0.02, 0.01, 0.00, until pretty much 1,200 plus vouchers were picked up by a fellow Guild Games guild member here. 1,205 vouchers were picked up for 36 Hive, which is like nothing, right? So that's crazy. And you're probably asking, who is DSwap and are they crazy? Well, DSwap, from what I understand, is the swap engine that Hive Engine uses, I believe, in coordination with Tribaldex. And it looks like somebody woke up to a lot of vouchers in an account that they were unaware of, perhaps went on to Tribaldex and went to swap here. You select voucher, and let's say you have, I don't know, 10,000 vouchers in your account, and you try and swap it for Swap Hive. If you try and go through here, it's going to say the price impact of the swap is higher than 20%. You may incur substantial losses by executing the swap. They might have checked this box, and if they tried to sell, for example, 10,000 vouchers into an order book that only had, like 9,000 buy orders in place, they're going to wipe out the order book. And what's going to happen is, what you see here is the order book was wiped out at about 1:35 p.m., where the last voucher sold for 0.0002 Hive, and then at 1:37, with no orders on the books, Phantom came in here and put just a bid in at 0.003 for 1,200 vouchers, and it's scooped everything up that the remaining vouchers in the order, the market order that was placed in Tribaldex. So great grab there by this user, which is fantastic for them. And what it does is it just kind of shows you that if someone makes a DeFi mistake, and similar to Peak Monsters, like you can do the same thing on Peak Monsters with cards, right? You can see that here. If you go into Legendary Summoners for Untamed, you can see here that the selling listing price for a kitty right now is $400 for a BCX. But if you had, in this case, spare DEC, you could put a bid in here, in this case, for $280 and just park it here for kitty. And if someone makes a typo, or someone just fire sales off a kitty or two, you could pick one up for a deep discount, in this case 280 versus 400, or at least in this case this is the price per BCX. It's not a single price, like the lowest single price is actually 420. But in either case, you can do that on Peak Monsters through bidding, but you can also do it on Hive Engine. And that's what we see happen here, is just some lucky folks had put some bids in at some really low prices, 0.3 Hive, 0.1 Hive, 0.05 Hive, and they all filled. Yeah, that's how order books and mistakes work. And something to consider as you're looking at not only Peak Monsters for cards, if you have spare DEC, but also for Hive Engine, if there's something that you think people might have a large quantity of that they might want to liquidate, such as vouchers in this case, and they may, fire sale and really not understand the impacts of slippage or the order book, you could be the beneficiary of that. Now, how often this happens, obviously not very often, but even if it only happens like once a year, yeah, that could be very beneficial for you. So, long story short, you might want to just place some casual bids out there from time to time on Hive Engine for something like an asset like vouchers, and roll the dice. And I guess a lesson here is definitely try and understand what you're doing when it comes to Hive Engine Tribaldex, and certainly try and do your homework before you do a large trade like that and execute it. Well, that's it for today. I am back in my home office, so I'm looking forward to creating some additional content that have been sitting here on the computer waiting to go. So be on the lookout for more Splinterlands content. And until next time, keep stacking those stats.
That's entertainment.